All right, welcome back, people, to MoMo on the Move.
Oh, we started?
Oh, we started, baby. Are you ready?
Wait, you got this camera rolling too? Or just, oh shit, oh wow. You are surprising me.
On today's episode, we have the wonderful Steve Dez. Steve Dez is a jack of all trades from Puerto Rico, and he's an actor, comedian, producer, rapper. Shout out Richport. And on Instagram, he is a motivational entertainer. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do? How was your journey from Puerto Rico to LA?
That's a
Wherever
lot.
you want to go.
That's a lot of questions.
Start on any.
By the way, the credits. Thank you. You said you cover a lot. The only thing that you forgot to say, and
What?
that's the one thing that I think I'm the most proud of right now.
Okay.
The rest is cool. You know, it's cool that I do things I do on the side.
Okay.
But my main thing right now is like I'm the CEO of OyeDimelo Network. It's a Latinx and Latinflex network that we are a collective of creatives, and we do a bunch of projects. Like right now, we're kind of producing,
This is part of
co-producing. It's her
Yeah.
show. Co-producing MoMo on the Move right now.
Hey. I mean, I was going to get there because I was
Okay.
going to say,
Okay.
what we both do
Okay.
together.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
by all means.
Yeah, you can cut it and put it at the end or something.
No, it's okay. So,
By the way, I'm not supposed to drink, or
let's introduce these drinks real
because
quick.
I'm drinking already.
Oh, we always sipping. They know. We always sipping on something new for each episode, depending on what the episode is. You know, we had Negronis for the jabronis that I had on my Italian podcast. Certain beers for the West Coast beers for my first LA podcast. And now I just made something new in the kitchen. I just whipped something up, and I'm calling it the Iceberg because it just looks mad white and cloudy, but I swear it's good. It's clean. It's a kind of like a white version of a Paloma. It's mad good. Cheers.
It is. Cheers. Cheers. So is this the one that sunk the Titanic?
The exact one. En vivo. Anyway, so tell us about your journey from Puerto Rico to LA and like the obstacles that you had to overcome to get to where you are now. I know it's a loaded question.
It's a very loaded question. So what was the first one?
Tell us about Steve Dez. Who are you?
Well, who am I? So I was born in Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico, which is a small town in San Juan, the capital. And now there, where I grew up, I knew I was different from the get-go because first I was like the only boy child in my family. I had a lot of sisters. No
In
brothers.
a Hispanic family, you're like the prince.
Basically.
When you're the only boy, oh my God, el niño lindo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiled.
And when I grew up there, I grew up with Dominican parents, the Dominican immigrant parents, and they came the way a lot of Dominicans used to come back in the day. Even today, I mean.
So both your parents are Dominican.
Yeah.
And then since you were born there.
Yeah, but they came like in a, you know how like Mexicans cross the border, like Dominicans, some of them can fly because they can afford it, but some of them can't. So they come in like this little boats called yolas.
I've heard of those.
So they came to Puerto Rico and then became residents to way later in life become actually citizens. I was born in Puerto Rico, and because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, I was already an American citizen. Versus
so
like
a triple factor there.
Yeah, so like my sisters, my mom, my dad, my cousins, like all those people, my grandparents, like they're from the Dominican Republic. So I knew it was like harder for them, you know.
Yeah.
So no matter like how bad my childhood was, and it was pretty bad, it wasn't as bad as they had it, you know.
Oh, of course not. They paved the way for us, and we're hopefully going to pave the way for, I don't know, whatever's going to come out of me.
And yeah, so that kind of like helped me remain humble at all times, you know? Because I was like, man, even though like I'm here and I'm Puerto Rican and it's cool, it's like I know the sacrifice that my parents made, you know? And specifically my mom, because like when I was younger, like my dad was like very abusive and it was like really bad. and
toxic environment.
Yeah, very toxic environment. And like my mom happened to like she didn't kind of want to. She would leave him and come back, and like leave him and come back. And even I remember like being 8 years old and telling my mom like, why are you doing this? Like, you know this is not gonna work or whatever. And she's like, oh, because I was just thinking like it's better to have like, you know, a mom and a dad in a household to like raise children. But if like, but she realized if the little one is telling me this,
then that's when you know something ain't going right.
And like from that moment on, like my mom didn't give him like any more chances and whatever. And I saw her literally go from like, you know, she was almost a stay-at-home parent when she was with my dad at the beginning because he was like the one working a lot. And then she had to go from there to like cleaning people's houses, and then cleaning like regular people's houses.
She was a superhero.
Yeah, she was like cleaning regular people's houses, then cleaning politicians and big bankers' houses, and then getting that money and getting her own car and getting her tourism license, and then starting her own taxi company.
Damn.
To the point that she...
That is what you call a hustler, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Mama Dez.
To the point that she like had someone working under her, and then the hurricane hit her just, you know, not that long ago. So now she has to like move to the States and like try all these different things. But regardless, like I learned a lot from my mom, because I'm like, if this woman can do it, you know, and she's been raising kids since she's 16 years old, then I can do anything, you know? And so like that gave me a lot of confidence. And when I was a kid, I really wanted to be like some type of sports player, like a basketball player.
That was your favorite sport?
That was my favorite sport.
That's my favorite sport.
But the problem was that in 5th grade is when I peaked. I think I was this height in 5th grade.
I feel you, man. I'm short. I was always the point guard or the shooting guard, but like my team in high school was already, we weren't tall at all. So like sometimes I would have to go down and play like the 4 and the 5, like, because my defense was on point, but like there was literally girls like 3 feet taller than me, like bodying me.
I was literally,
like,
in 5th grade, I was like 4 or 5. 6th grade, I was like 3. 7th grade, I was like 2 and maybe 1. And by 8th grade forward, I was making the bench. And then it was just like, they were like, why are you coming to practice? You're not going to be here. Like,
damn,
you know?
They shot your dream down hard.
Yeah, they shot it down. And
that was like some Michael Jordan type shit,
but thankfully,
you just switched career paths.
Thankfully, I was aware of it. And I was trying different things. And then I fell in love with acting.
Okay.
So I wrote my first 2 plays in 5th grade.
Wow.
And I directed, casted, starred, and wrote in 5th grade. And then...
Damn, can your 5th grade self write my script? That'd be great.
And by like 7th grade forward, pretty much I was being casted as the lead of almost every play. Like I did Anne Frank, and I legit dress and drag and play Anne Frank.
How did your mom feel when you were going to like with this creative approach in life? Because I know like.
Oh, she didn't like it.
Yeah, because Hispanics usually have traditional viewpoints, like to be successful. Like
especially when I was writing, because you can only write from what you know.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, my imagination, not my imagination, but my stories were limited because I only have so much information at the time. So when I was writing a lot of like real life stuff.
Oh, okay.
No, like real life stuff. And you know, everybody would call it Shakespeare, be like, oh my God, this is the greatest drama I ever seen.
This
but
is
I'm
real
legit
shit.
talking real shit that happened to me as a kid. You know,
damn,
just masking
and you
it.
went through a lot with your parents, I can only imagine.
So when my mom would come, she didn't want to see my play because she's like, "Why are you putting our business out there?" Like,
that
you know,
hurt.
she would get like really mad.
The truth hurts.
Yeah, she would get really mad. So like, she wanted to support me, but it's just like I'm writing so much about our real life that she's just like,
Like this shit kind of hits home, literally.
Yeah. So that's what happened.
Okay.
So I kind of like went like, okay, I kind of gotta be alone in this whole dream.
So when you started like veering from the real life stories and like getting into other people's stories, like I guess like you said you were the lead for other people's plays in school, right? Or was
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did The Wizard of Oz and I played the Tin Man.
Did she feel better about that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
of course. No, when I did stuff like that, she was fine.
Yeah.
It's just when I did stuff original that I wrote and it's very base and home
It's
stuff.
very raw.
or I'm imitating. Like in my stand-up, I do a lot of.
Oh, well, stand-up is different. Like, you gotta be shit. You gotta be talking about
and
what
like
you've been
that's
through.
literally what I get from most people. Is like, I love when you play your mom, or like.
Yeah, like
on
when
your
Kevin Hart does it,
stand-up,
it's
or-
fucking
yeah.
hilarious.
And you know, my mom's Dominican, so it's like it's funny being like a Puerto Rican. Having
Dominican
that
mothers are the
perspective
funniest
and,
people I fucking know.
Yeah. So like I imitate my mother like this. Steven, what are you doing? Okay, you know, like I do it more exaggerated, but I don't want to blow the mic out. But it's pretty rad. Like she gave me a lot of material that I can run with. You know, I feel like I can do like a whole hour special just alone on like whatchamacallit, my mom's just life. You know.
Oh, yeah. Shit. Same here. My mom, my sisters, my dad. It's a whole. We should have a reality TV show, honestly. So how or why did you decide to, veer from being an entertainer and a performer to now this motivational entertainer and like serialpreneur, which is also on his Instagram, and I want to know why.
So that's a long way, and I don't think I even answered your first question because I do it a lot. I just rant.
You just ramble?
Basically, what was the question one more time?
Like, why did you veer from being an entertainer / like performer to becoming this motivational entertainer? And
so first and foremost, I really wanted to be a clown. Like if you were asked the 5-year-old me, like what do you want to be?
That was your dream,
that was
to
my
be
dream.
a clown?
That's it.
How am I a clown?
Because at the time, that was the only thing I can associate with making people smile. Which is funny because I met a lot of people that are like, they have some phobia that they're afraid of clowns.
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of clowns.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. At the time, I just saw clowns at birthday parties and kids were happy. At least the birthday parties I was going to. And so that's what I wanted to do. And my dad shattered those dreams quickly because the moment I told him, he was like, you're not going to be a clown.
I can't imagine that conversation. Dad, I want to be a clown. Yeah, no.
He's like, no,
that was not going to work.
Clowns don't make money, so you ain't doing that shit. So I was just like, okay, now I got to find something that's kind of similar with the thing. Because my whole thing was like, I want to do something that makes people smile.
Okay.
That was the whole thing.
I feel you.
And then I used to be scared of like the dark and like sleeping by myself. So I was sleeping with my parents. And my dad would watch like late night HBO. And first of all, that's one of the things I credit my English to. That's how I started learning English.
That's how my parents started.
And second, that's when because the TV was on, I developed insomnia because I was like, the TV's on, so I can't go to sleep. And after like The Sopranos or whatever he was watching, I would watch stand-up comedy. So then I would see Dave Chappelle and Richard Pryor and John Leguizamo and George Lopez. And I was just like, oh snap, I want to do that. And that's when I really saw, oh, that's where I want to like head to.
Right.
And I went that route. I moved from Puerto Rico.
So those are your like inspirations as
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I did it for the first time stand-up when I was 17, but I had that dream when I was 6.
Yeah.
But I did it, I had the opportunity to do it for the first time when I was 17, lying that I was 18 at the time to get a chance at this comedy club in West Palm Beach, Florida. And then from Florida, doing comedy out there, I went to California. I moved to California and I was able to like even do my own stand-up comedy shows, produce my own shows.
That takes a lot of courage to do stand-up comedy.
I know, but I was just
props to you.
Yeah, I just really wanted to do it. And then from there, I started I had a really, really bad car accident in 2014, actually coming from a comedy club. I was in Burbank in Flappers Comedy Club. And on my way out, I was going to go to this comedian's house to go write jokes after the show. And on my way there was Super Bowl night, February 2nd of 2014. And I was driving in the highway towards Pasadena from Burbank. And this car came on the opposite side of the road, the freeway, lights out.
Of the freeway?
Of the freeway. At midnight, about 65 to 75 miles an hour, head on to me. And basically my car flipped over. And
that sounds like traumatizing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad you made that.
And I blacked out or had a concussion. That's what it's called medically. And
technical terms.
Yeah, in technical terms. And I was supposed to die based on like essentially how the car was and everything.
You don't really survive. So.
But when I woke up, I was still in my car with my seatbelt on. And then I was like, okay, I can breathe.
Was the guy drunk?
Yeah, he was drunk and he stole the car,
Like,
and
you
then
gotta
he
be
tried to
either
escape
drunk or
on foot.
stupid to be driving on the opposite.
It's pretty insane. Anyway, long story short, basically that.
Did he survive?
Yeah, he tried to escape on foot. He stole the car. He was drunk.
Oh my God, this is a novela right here.
Yeah, it's
you should write. Did you write about this?
Somebody's actually legit like interested in making a movie about
That's
that part of my
pretty
story.
intense.
Because I told them, and they're like a producer in like this big company, and they're like, I want to make a movie about that, about what happened to you, because you won a game show and you also had like a really bad car accident.
You won a game show?
Yeah, before this, I won a game show.
Like a big prize?
Yeah, NBC. I won a primetime game show, won $25K. Which I can send you a footage if you want to insert it or use it.
Fuck yeah, send me that shit.
Yeah, it's on. I mean, the highlights are on YouTube, but I have the whole thing on a Dropbox, so I can give it to you. Your
life is interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Yeah, my life's pretty insane. But essentially, the car accident was the thing that like made me go like, oh snap! Like I've been doing all this stuff where I have to like, in order for me to get money, I have to be physically in a place, because acting is like that.
Yeah.
Stand up is like that. So for the first time in my life,
that's like detrimental to a performer and entertainer.
Yeah. So for the first time in my life, I legit couldn't walk.
Oh my God.
I was like,
I would have had.
I was in recovery. I was expected to be okay by 8 months of doing like intense physical therapy.
How long did it take you to 8 months?
It took me half of that. It took me like 4 months. But
you had a fighter in you.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I had to find a way to make money, because I didn't, I was living in LA. LA eats your, rent alone.
Eats your fucking bank account.
Eats your bank account quickly, especially at the time that I was just like a couple years in here. I was still figuring it out, and I was by myself,
Right.
So that got me interested into like marketing and online businesses. So I was just finding any type of way to make money online, and I stumbled into network marketing, which is the MLM, all that stuff that I'm sure a lot of people have been pitched. At least if you live in like LA or whatever, somebody goes, hey, come and have a coffee with me, and then they pitch you something.
Yeah.
Like, so you sign up 3 people and we make money together. But I
like
did
a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. So I did something like that, but it was horrible. But like the great thing about it was the people I met. Okay. So I started meeting people that legit wanted to better themselves. So
you met people online?
Online, like I was making connections online, but then meeting them offline.
How? When you were like, were you on crutches, wheelchair?
When I started doing it, I was just doing it from home and just inviting people over and doing presentations at home. But like
I can't move, you gotta come here.
Yeah. But when I was able to like actually be physical, then I started to like go out
for these coffee meetings and whatnot.
Yeah. And I was like organizing events, and I started like that. But what was I was burning through cash. I was like losing so much money doing this. But the thing that was so interesting to me,
you invested in yourself. Though.
Yeah. The thing that was very interesting is the relationships I made. So I started meeting people way outside entertainment business. Like they don't care about entertainment. It's just fully like business minded people, and really people are focused on like personal development. Like they were reading a lot of books about bettering themselves. They were going to business conferences to like hype each other up and help each other out. And that's when I stumbled upon, like for the first time in my life, like a group of people that they were like, how can I help you? Type of situation. And that changed my life, because I was like, wow, for the first time, it's not like someone wants something from me.
Yeah.
Because that has been like my whole life. Like, I need to act. I need to make people laugh. I need to do this. Like, no, there's people here going like, yo, what do you want? What do you need from me? Like, I can help you. I can support you. And that changed everything. I became addicted to conferences, and I started going until I met this guy named Javon. And
shout out
to Javon. He's probably in Australia right now. But like,
well, damn.
Like, doing men's workshops and stuff. But he pitched me this idea called the mentor, and it's basically he was seeing that the biggest problem in like this is when the whole Me Too movement was starting to happen and all this stuff. He was like, the problem is we need to educate our men, because like girls are taught since they were younger like about emotional intelligence and like it's okay to cry and all that, versus men, they get all that stuff like bottled up.
Right.
So he was like, what about if we go on like this tour where we are mentoring like young men, like kids.
Mentor.
Yeah,
Got
and play on words, and we teach them about emotional intelligence. We teach them about meditation. We teach them about trusting each other. We teach them about being open, being more open around their friends and close people.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we did that for a couple of years. We got even coverage from like ABC News out here and all that stuff, and that's when I started becoming.
I should tell my father to go to this.
Yeah, and that's why the motivational part started happening for me.
Gotcha.
And I combined it with the entertainment.
Well, I'm very glad that you didn't like just give up after this car accident, because I know that could be, it's obviously debilitating and like can put you down thinking that you can't do what you used to do because you're not capable anymore. Cause like shit, I lost my voice the other day for a whole day, and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? But if I don't get it back, like shit like that. But like I also know someone who like literally just one day could not walk. She was walking yesterday, can't walk the next day, like, and she's like been in a wheelchair since. Like I don't know what happened. But you know, I give props to those people who like, you know, keep fighting and like kind of see light at the end of the tunnel when it's so dark. So props to you, because here you are, CEO of OyeDimelo Networks, and what he just said about going to these conferences and, you know, being motivated by other men, his peer, to get to where he is now. He's helping me out with MoMo on the Move and the podcast, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, let's get into OyeDimelo. That's part of the network that he started. It's a Latinx community of actors, writers, producers, directors, entertainers of all sorts. And you want to tell them more about it?
Yeah, so I had this idea, this crazy idea a couple of years ago of like, I want to start some type of company where people can like collaborate together and like just create dope stuff. Because I have so many people in the art industry, and you know, I've been in Los Angeles at least, like it's gonna be, at the end of this year, it's gonna be like 9 years that I've been here, so a good chunk of time. And it doesn't take me too much of a time to start making friends, but it does take time to get the right friends
and to build a relationship with those friends,
and to really build that rapport with them, that you trust them and all the whole deal.
That's important.
And
company's gonna thrive.
Yeah. So but basically I had this idea of like, I want to do this, but in my head is like, I need money, I need funding in order to do it. So at first I was trying to do it with BuzzFeed, but then one of my friends, Jenny, she got fired because she did a project with American Ferrara outside, and they kind of make you like sign this weird contract of like a no-compete type of clause that you can't shoot anything like that without their permission. So it's kind of like they own you. So it was weird, and I was just like, okay, if they're doing that, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm not gonna work with this company. So she jumped to this other company called Me Too, which is kind of like what BuzzFeed is doing, but just very emphasized in the Latinx community.
Okay.
And I was really trying to become a producer there, because if I get a producer, I'll get like a small budget and I can hire my friends and we can make this stuff happen that I wanted to create. But I noticed that first they had like a very, very big problem in the sense of like how the way they hire. And what I noticed later what it was, because I didn't notice it at first, but it was like they hire Latino people, but they were mainly hiring white Latino people. Like white skin.
Like skin color white.
Color.
Not like whitewashed Latinos.
Well, that too.
Well, okay.
But yeah, but like, but skin color.
So only the light skins got in?
Yeah, basically.
Damn, I would only be there for half the year because in the summer I'm black.
I mean, girls also had like a bit more chance than guys. It was like they would take, you know, 3 girls out of like 1 guy, you know? So yeah, it was very weird. And then I saw that company like literally go from like small to huge, then everybody got fired type of it was weird. Like a lot was happening, and then they were very focused on Mexican content instead of including everybody. So it was a lot going on with that company, and I was just like, And
discrimination in this company.
Yeah, and then they would just hire me for creative and talent, but they would never move me up to like a producer or anything like that.
That's whack.
So I was just like, whatever, I'm not gonna do it. And for the longest time, I just wanted to do this, but I always had in my head, I need money to do this. And then I started reminding myself of the days when Vine was hot. I created like a little group that we were like just doing sketches, and we were just doing it for the fun of it. We weren't making money or anything. We just got together on a Sunday and did stuff together. I said, and I said, why don't I just do that? I already kind of did it with like a small group. I can totally do it. And even if I just get 3 or 4 people to do it, at least we'll get together on a consistent basis and create stuff. And literally, I put out the idea to some of my friends. And the first meeting, we had like, I don't know, 22 people. It was insane.
How did you advertise the meeting?
Via text.
Through text? Okay, so people who know people.
I was just like hitting and I wasn't telling them like bring your friend. I was telling them just them.
Oh shit.
Specifically, but I just reached out to like I said, oh, I have maybe these 8 friends, and then these 2 people maybe, and then maybe this other person, and other people were recommending me to other people, but literally those people that got recommended never came because. Since they don't have a rapport with me, they don't know me like that, they just thought it was like a waste of time or whatever. And but my friends did show up, and then my friends started speaking about it with other people, and slowly other people that I didn't know started trickling in. And then I got to a point I need to put deadlines on things because we were just getting together and being like, it's a Latinx group, but we don't have a name. And we decided on OyeDimelo, and I put the network because it's a network. So that's
why OyeDimelo?
Because that's literally what the majority voted. They really we didn't have Oye, we just had Dimelo.
Okay.
And people like Dimelo. I was just like, I don't like it just like that. It's
listen up, motherfuckers.
Yeah, Dimelo, just like that, Dimelo Network is like, it's plain, it's too generic.
I feel like it's been done before.
Yeah, and when we put the OyeDimelo, then I was like, okay, I can get on board with this. And we decided on that, on literally one of our meetings. And then we've been restructuring,
growing ever
since.
So when did you start this year, this past year, 2019?
This past year, 2019, yeah.
Okay.
And it's growing pretty heavily 2020, and we already have, we produce pretty much all types of content, whether it's podcast, sketch, live shows, live music shows, all sorts of whatever it is, creative feature films, short films, commercials, music videos, whatever. We pretty much produce every single
sort of content you can think of. Yeah. So, let's tell the people how we met. I met Steve this year, obviously, because it was out here in LA, and I've only been here a year.
At the dance floor?
We met on the dance floor.
Yeah, I think so.
We met at Sandunga, which was a...
Shout out to Flowers Rhythm.
Shout out.
DJ Tostones.
DJ Tostones. It was like an event that was planned every first Wednesday of the month.
Yeah.
So
at a Simple Bar in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean Ventura. I don't know. Studio City, whatever.
Studio City, I think it was. Anyway, Vero told me about it. She was like, cause she knows, like I was like, there's no really good dancing spots out here.
The day you saw me is the day I rapped. Right?
Yeah.
So that was like the beginning of those shows.
Yeah. So like in the beginning of me being here and I met Vero, I'm like, yo, I just want to go to a spot that I'm gonna dance like salsa, merengue, bachata, because I just hadn't found that place yet. Like, and then a lot of spots that played Spanish music is like Mexican music, and I was like, I just don't know. I wasn't like used to that because I'm coming from the East Coast, from New York, from like literally like Dykeman, like dancing all in Astoria, whatever. So I was like, I just need my people, and then I found the Dominicans in Cali, and then whatever. And then I got there, and I remember I was like, I like this DJ's name, like I thought I read it as Toss Tones first. I was like, no, it's DJ Tostones. I'm like, oh, that's clever. And then
I'm not gonna lie, I did read it as Toss Tones too. It's just the English part,
Yeah, but like I get it because like Toss Tunes, like that's what I got out of it. But anyway, he was like the host, I feel like, that night. You were just like on the mic the whole time. Then you rapped, and I was like, oh, he's pretty good. And then I think I kept going up to the DJ. I was like, yo, play this song. I'm that annoying person, but I'm like, I know it's going to be fire. So can you play this song at one point? And he played everything I wanted. So it was like, I love him. I love DJ Tostones. And I think I complimented you on your rap. I was like, yo, that shit was good. And then since then, like, I think we followed each other on Instagram. And then, like, I knew, like, you were around. I don't know exactly what you were doing, but I just knew you were an entertainer. And then Vero was telling me, like, months later, yo, like, you should be part of this group that I'm in. I'm like, what? Like, you know, me and Vero are kind of like the same. We look the same. We have like almost the same name, and from the Caribbean and actors. So she's like, bro, you should do this Latinx community with me. And I was like, okay. Like, she's like, everybody just helps each other out with what they got. Like, if there's a filmmaker there, you need to shoot something, boom, like, it's there for you. And I was like, okay. So I hit you up and I was like, Steve sounds like the guy that I need on my podcast. So I first originally hit him up to just invite him onto my podcast because I was like, I feel like you got
like 3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like you got a lot to say if you're the one, you know, starting this whole OyeDimelo Network. And then we didn't meet again until you invited me to go to a conference because I couldn't make any of these meetings because of work.
Oh, yeah, you came.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'll come, whatever, I'm off.
It's like a virtual reality type of situation.
Yeah, I learned a lot about virtual reality that day. It was really cool. And, you know, I got to learn
I forgot about
the
that.
business side of like virtual reality and like kind of like advancing your movies and all that good stuff. And then that's, I feel like, when I was pulled into the OyeDimelo. But yeah, that's how me and Steve met. And here we are now making content together, which is awesome. Is there any like 2020 goals that you have set for this network and like Latinx community?
Yes, there's many goals. Some that I kind of don't want to reveal necessarily, but I am going to tell you this one. I want to basically, one of my goals is to colonize, just like they colonized us, you know, but this way creatively, you know. So I want to have like basically home theaters, places that we're constantly spreading, you know, a little bit of our creativity in different places, you know, in different theaters, in different locations, that we can get to the point that we have like a nice audience. You know, I know that takes time to build, but a nice audience, decent enough to like pay for maybe merch or stuff that we can produce. That we have also a nice audience outside of Los Angeles that we can like hopefully tour to. Have decent partnership and sponsorships. I would say my real goal for this year will be like 20 sponsorships and partnerships with different brands, companies, networks, and things like that based on the things that we do. And definitely have, by the end of the year, a retreat in best case scenario, Puerto Rico. Medium case scenario, Hawaii.
Hey, I'll go back.
And worst case scenario in Mexico. That's fully either paid for by already the network's funds or by a sponsor.
I like the sound of that. I'm about that. So we're a Latinx community. Do you want to keep it that way, or do you want to expand it to like?
So that's why we have we coined the term. That's literally a term that we invented, called Latin Flex.
Okay.
And literally, what Latin Flex means is like, you know, people now, you know, some people are more fluid, some people are more non-binary type of situation. So that's like our term in a way, that is like people that
Latin flex, I like
Latin
that.
Flex,
it has a nice ring to it.
People that want to flex their Latin, but like they don't necessarily are Latin, but they
An
identify.
honorary Latino member.
Honorary Latino member. You know,
You've
someone that identifies so much with that, someone that, I don't know, hangs out with a cousin so much that is like, I feel Puerto Rican, you know? Because there's people like that, like, culture is very infectious. And, like, especially when we have, you're from New York, you know, they have the Puerto Rican Day parades. And there's people there that are not Puerto Rican, but they act Puerto Rican that day because they love how proud we are as people. They love the
culture,
and they feel part of it, or they want to be part of it.
Okay. So for all you honorary Latinos who are in the entertainment world, hit your boy up.
Yeah, for sure. And it doesn't have to be fully entertainment. I'm also taking applications for business people because we do need business people. I'm actually going to hit one of my friends as a lawyer to be part of this too.
Yeah, we need that. I know, I need that.
Yeah, so business-minded people, creative folks, or if you do both too. I do both. I'm a creative and I'm also a business person. So we hit me up on my DMs.
I feel like if you really want to thrive creatively, you need to have that business mindset though.
Yeah.
So it's good to have balance and
especially in this next like 2 to 3 years is the best time to hit me up. If it's past 2025, it's probably too late for you.
Yeah, and I'll provide his IG handle and whatever other handles he wants to give me in the description below this video or on Spotify and all that good stuff. What is it like? There a link that you apply to be in this group?
I mean, I'll set it up.
I'll put it all there for you guys.
I'll put it out there. I'm sure by the time this podcast is out, I'll have the website somewhat ready.
Okay, you're still working on the OyeDimelo website?
Yeah. I mean, I can probably do it.
Do you have someone to work on this website, or are you gonna do it yourself?
No, I do it myself.
Okay.
There's many things that I'm like I can do it myself, just I've done it so many times. Website is one. The maintenance, maybe I'll get someone in the future. But for now,
keep up with it.
Yeah. For now, I'm really, I've done it for so many people and for so many companies that it's just like, yeah, I can do it.
Okay. And what other side hustles you got that are kind of like,
Side hustles. I walk rich people's dogs and take care of their cats sometimes.
Who knew cats needed sitters?
Yeah, I do a lot of production work for a lot of TV shows. Like lately I've been doing The Price is Right, Lights Out with David Spade. I just came from that. The Masked Singer. One that J-Lo is a judge, Dancers Worldwide.
Oh, World of Dance?
World Dance.
I fucking love that show.
There's so many shows that I've like been in production in that I cannot name all of them to you because there's so many. Real Time with Bill Maher for HBO.
Oh, lit.
There's so many that I can't even remember. There's so many. And I just did a film for Netflix that's coming out soon called Moxley that Amy Poehler directed. It's like her directorial debut type of thing.
Oh, nice.
And
it's like a film, a feature? Or?
Yeah. I would not watch it, but
you worked on it.
Yeah, I worked on it. And,
what did you do in the production aspect?
In the production aspect, I was mainly assistant editor and show running for a little bit, and also I was in like a couple scenes. Arnold Schwarzenegger showed up for no reason to the filming, but he's not on the film.
So interesting.
But it was pretty cool. So yeah, I do that. What else do I do? I produce live events and shows. I mean, that's all OyeDimelo stuff.
So now all your side hustles are kind of like getting branched under this OyeDimelo Network.
Yes,
besides walking the dogs.
Yeah. So by the end of this year, I kind of want to transition 100% of my income towards.
That's huge.
Yeah, towards like what OyeDimelo's doing mainly.
That's a goal of mine.
And my online and my other online hustles, because I'm also in the stock market. I'm also I have YouTube channels and websites that make some money. I also have an entire website that sells courses. So I sell digital products and digital online educational products.
On what?
On like learning stuff, like learning skills. So learning how to build websites, learning how to become a profitable YouTuber, learning how.
These are all things I need, people. So if you need these courses, I will put them in the link in the description as well.
How to have better relationships in your life, how to network better.
What can't you do?
Well, it's not taught. No, these are not taught by me fully. Like the only one I really.
No, but you provide.
I provide that.
The resource for other people, which is like you're like the middleman in that sense.
I would say I'm a curator, but like I also have my own courses. Like one of the courses that I created called Desperate Actor cracking the Hollywood code, because when I moved here, I had no idea about even what SAG meant, and that's the Screen Actors Guild, and that's something you need to know if you want to become an actor. And,
Union for Actors, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, and I created this course that literally teaches someone that literally has no clue about the business but wants to become an actor.
That's awesome.
How to crack the Hollywood code, quote unquote, but basically teaching them the basics and the things they really need to learn in order to like start their career the moment they step in LA, versus it took me years to really learn how this industry
I'll definitely
works.
advertise that, because my friend Christian, who's the one who gave me the sign, he released a book this year, 2019, acting today, and it's basically all of that, like how to succeed as an actor in LA, like from headshots, like he provides like photographers, from how to step into the room, like how to perfect your reel, your resume, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's honestly really helpful, and the book helped me a lot, kind of like shined a light on aspects that I didn't even know were that important, and I think that's really super important. He's really the motivational entertainer. Now we got the full effect of what that means.
And that, just to like say something about that thing, even in one of the lessons I teach, what are the best places based on your budget to live in LA, because that's something I needed.
Yeah.
And also,
that's great.
What are questions you gotta ask, like when you meet an agent, for example, and even how to even meet an agent, how you can specifically target specific agents you might want, or specific companies that you might want to have interviews with.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that. But I think we covered all bases. I'm excited to see what you have. I'm excited to see what you said come to life this year, and I'm excited to continue creating content with this guy, because he's got a lot under his belt, a lot of experience. And quick shout out to the man behind the camera, Isaac. Thank you for sticking around for this podcast, and I'll provide all the links that you need below. Thank you for watching this episode. Cheers. Salud.
Salud.
And we'll catch you next time on MoMo on the Move. Peace.
Peace. Follow Richport.
Follow Richport.
Follow Richport.
We got